Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the hosts of Bitch Sesh, Danielle Schneider and Casey Wilson.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to an intimate evening with Bitch Sesh at the Jane Club in Los Angeles.
I'll tell you, this has been a wonderful night.
It truly
drunk.
has.
I've taken photos with people who have come from all over the country. This is so special that you all came here to support the Jane Legacy Fund. And you're all very attractive as well.
I would say.
Danielle, obviously everyone knows our guest, but we'll pretend that you don't. Since our guest introduced us.
Yes. She was like, I'm going to introduce you. I was like, is that like Oz when it's like, never mind the man behind the curtain.
Never mind, you just had drinks with us. We have so much fun for you. We do want to touch down last week on a show that we had, which a brave soldier, my friend Heather, was at last show and this show, and she's here to tell the tale.
There were another gentleman in the audience who was like, I was at last week.
Yeah. So last week took place at Largo, and unfortunately, as you know, we're not technically inclined.
Some would say technically unsound.
Yes, unstable. So basically, we advertised, and people paid, including Heather. We said, come to the show. We are going to show Real Housewives of New York, episode 3. You're dressing up in reunion looks.
And we'll watch it together. It'll be like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. We'll all be shouting the words from the stage.
Yeah.
So
we get on stage, and we hear from my beloved assistant, Kim, on the side, like, our guest, not coming. She's like, she's not coming. I'm like, okay.
That was one of our guests, but when this guest, I was like, hey, everybody, this amazing guest is coming. She got stuck in traffic, could not come.
So that was hard. But then the episode didn't stream. And what I mean by that is Dorinda would be like, yeah, blah, blah.
And then you would see that, like, ah! Guys, I almost fell through this floor.
There is a pool under here. I hope we're okay.
Happy to swim.
Literally, Bethany was like, you shut the... And it happened 100 times.
I have never sweat so hard in my life.
I was shaking. I was shaking.
And I made the mistake of wearing my natural deodorant. A mistake I did not make tonight.
And every time I looked up in the booth, this was the guy, the emoji. He was like... He's like, I will murder someone tonight.
They were looking at us like, what are you guys gonna do to fix this? And I was like, this is your place.
Yeah. And the audience was also looking at us like, what are you gonna do to fix this? I was like, I'm not gonna do anything.
One girl came up through the stage and was like, this is what you gotta do. Remember that girl?
Oh my guys. Okay, this girl comes up to the front like, you know what? I'm a brave soldier who's gonna help these people.
She was like,
I was like, boots on the ground. She's like, technical assistant. She comes up to me and I'm like, what's that? And
Casey was like, help us. Obi-Wan, you're our only hope. Like,
she goes, you've got to stream it through DirecTV. I go, Brian? I'm like, we've got to do it through DirecTV. He goes, it is. I was like, okay. It was really bad, but I think tonight we're gonna bring things back up.
People have been tweeting.
We know
at
we
me.
have our guest for starters, and we've decided on no tech.
No tech. These lights are hanging on by a wish and a prayer.
And before the show, Jenny, who's producing, said, "Do you want to do a sound check?"
And we said, "No fucking way."
Absolutely not.
That's not how we roll.
Sure, it will be fine.
And I said, you know what? People expect bad tech from us at this point. If we give them anything less, they'll be disappointed.
June said, I think I'm going to go down and check it. I said, suit yourself.
I said, if you must.
If you must.
She said, I looked at her as if she's like I'd never heard. She goes, do you guys want a sound check? And I was like, what?
After what had happened.
We
Guys,
never learned.
Without further ado, we have such a big show tonight. We have so much to cover. We have such a wonderful guest. Ooh, Potomac. Ooh. Wow. Without further ado, let's bring out our very special guest. She is co-founder of the Jane Club, the largely female workspace that you're all sitting, which we love so dearly, where Danielle and I are
both members.
And investors. And I don't know why everyone's laughing. I gave like $20.
I was like, I didn't say what I invested. My time, my heart.
My face. She is, you can see her, of course, starring as Brianna on Grace and Frankie.
She was amazing in the long shot with Charlize Theron. She was hilarious.
Ms. Charlize Theron, and whom she bears a striking resemblance. Mm-hmm. And of course is one of the co-hosts in the amazing podcast, How Did This Get Made? And she's an all-around wonderful gal that
She hasn't been on this podcast in over a year, I think.
Over a year. Here she is. Please welcome, and she also announced us, Miss June Diane Raphael.
Which way is she coming from?
Here she is.
Here we go. Wait, let me
Wow.
get her,
Here's her mic. Wow.
Here you go.
Thank you
Hi.
so much. I'll be back here. There's no way to get over there.
Yeah.
See a world in which I get over
Watch
there.
that wine.
Thank you.
And I love seeing this gentleman just sitting.
Devin,
Hi.
okay, so when you were talking about the tech, I was watching from backstage. I'm falling into our pool. Oh, God.
I did the same thing.
And Devin, you know what? I was watching you, and I thought, thank you for not lying down on the shade lounge.
I don't know. And I'm sorry,
Really?
Devin. Part of me is like, well, you're just sitting on the ground. Like, is it inspire more confidence to see Devin upright? Or seeing Devin, like, stretching his hammies? I mean, look at him.
You know what? I feel like
I would
you're
like to
at
see
work.
Devin shirtless, laying as if he is sunbathing. And this is not in a sexual way. I just mean to, like, provide, like, an ambiance.
Well, it was funny. When I saw that his setup was over there, I was like, how is Devin interact with that
And
chair?
I don't like your mic coming in
I don't
and out.
like it at all. I don't like it at all. This is why we don't sound.
I got a problem. Devin. Devin's like,
Let's switch.
oh, someone else is drinking.
Oh, some with a solution.
Okay, see, this is what we did not have
Yeah.
at our old show. It was like someone else coming out to help.
Basically, if this was our show last week, someone came up with this, looked like a microphone, but it was a lollipop.
I think sounds a lot better.
Yeah.
Now, we've had some ups and downs just waiting upstairs for you all. For instance, when June said, does anyone have any gossip they need to get off their chest? So the three of us are up there standing, and all of a sudden, June said, I feel an earthquake. While gossiping, got under the desk!
Now, when I tell you, like, we didn't skip a beat. The story continued. I just had to interject and say, I think an earthquake is happening.
And
we
you
continued
go,
with the
what
story.
should we do? And I go, we get under the table. And we all three get under, squeeze like this. And then we continued our gossip.
And I said, isn't the table gonna crush us? And then we found out no one else felt anything.
I don't know what that was. I still don't know what that
It
was.
might have, and I wonder if one of us felt something and then we all decided we felt something
Yeah,
too.
much like when I was eating candies 2 weeks ago thinking they were weed and found out they were merely candies every night for a week.
Casey, I feel we've had that trouble before.
Yeah, it sounds like me. And I was telling people, like, careful. Like, these are fucking nuclear. Like, you want to be out for a week? Okay, that's on you. Now, June, before we launch into the show, we want to just quickly talk about briefly why we're all here. And, we know you guys paid a really, a nice fee to be here, but it is all for too much.
It was
and what you're getting back in talent, way too much.
And a lot of
Honestly.
you flew in, so you paid a lot. Yeah. Thank you, though, truly, to everyone who flew in. I'm humbled.
Yes.
But we're here on behalf of the Jane Legacy Fund. June, do you want to speak to that?
Yes. So to tell you all, Casey and Danielle have supported the Jane Club from the very beginning, from helping us launch our incubator space to throwing their money, time, and resources and connections
And
behind.
our bodies.
And bodies, which nobody
I'm not
asked
wearing
for.
a bra tonight. And then I'm doing that for the Jane Club.
Listen, I saw Danielle with the bra and without, and I said, take it off. Take it off right now.
She said, get those nips to the people. I said, as you wish.
I said, I don't know.
She did. She did say, I don't know, and I still pressed forward.
You look like a little French. I don't even know what, Danielle. You look so beautiful. I don't know why this body is not on parade.
Look, are the
You like to wear a lot of baggy stuff, and it's unacceptable.
These are the precious years of our lives.
They are. And guess what? Are my breasts where they used to be? No. Did I try
They
on?
look
No.
amazing.
Guys, I tried on a bathing suit earlier today with a built-in bra, and it cut me off right here. I was like, okay. Okay.
So to tell you,
You're a hero, I'll tell you. That is courageous.
to tell you all a little bit about what this space is and what the Legacy Fund is all about. The Jane Club was founded by me and my co-founder Jess Zano with the idea and mission that mothers should be able to work and not have to apologize for being mothers, and they should be able to mother and not apologize for having to go to paid work, that both should be able to exist. And so this space you're in is a workspace. We have childcare on the first floor, and we have an unbelievable community and services to support mothers. One of the things we are doing here is making sure we are including as many women as possible who can't afford our membership levels. So the Jane Legacy Fund is gifting memberships to those women. We're going to be announcing some really exciting partnerships with the Jane Legacy Fund soon, so stay tuned. But tonight, all of the proceeds from these ticket sales and what you paid for your ticket, which was too much. And again, you failed. That was a test.
People are like, oh, God.
Are supporting these women who can come here and work and have their children taken care of. So I really, really do thank you all for being here. Thank you so much.
I'm seeing someone up front, glass of wine in one hand and just snapping with the other hand. And I thank you for
bothered.
that. I thank you for that.
Bothered.
Yes, we need to support women in everything they do.
Now, speaking of supporting women, last thing we want to say before we plunge into this show is, and truly this is just something I want to share about Diane Raphael, because not only has she founded the Jane Club and is my dearest friend, sorry, Danielle, no, and I just have known her longer, Danielle. I've known her
It's just
longer.
a matter of years.
Yeah.
It's quantity over quality, it seems.
Oh, it's definitely quantity over quality.
Because I am a quality friend.
Yes, you are. But Diane has co-written a book called Represent, the women. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
The Women's Guide to Running for Office and Changing the World.
Yes.
This book is coming out soon. It is basically a how to run for office on any level and how you can get involved and simply just jump in and do it in any way possible. And it's coming out soon, but I just wanted to read a quote that found its way onto the back of the book, if I
Cover
may.
of the book.
Oh,
Lucy.
excuse
It
me.
is from one
Don't say
Teresa Giudice. No.
Teresa wrote such beautiful words.
Just kidding.
This is the quote I would like to, because I'm so proud of this. Over the last few years, we've seen a remarkable surge of women running for office and, even better, winning. Running takes courage, passion, and commitment, but it also takes books like this. June and Kate have created a wonderful resource for women as they think about taking the leap. Hillary motherfucking Rodham Clinton. The book is coming to us soon. That was on a note. Available for pre-sale. Represent.
Yes, on Amazon. Give it for everybody for the holidays.
Or your independent bookseller, Danielle.
Sorry. That's where I bought mine. I meant that. Skylight Books. Skylight Books.
Skylight Books. Skylight Books.
That's where I bought mine. I just meant other people that aren't as woke.
Let's get into the show. So, June, Danielle said you haven't been here for a year, and we were just thinking
Avoiding
back,
us.
like what happened last time, and it was hard to ignore. Last time we had you on, well, actually, I guess you had us on because you made us come to your living room, where you were getting a mani and pedi during the episode.
Do you remember that?
And next question.
And it does seem you like to multitask.
Yes.
And so tonight,
You see what I've been doing, guys?
yeah, you're doing a lot. And
Can't do just one thing
You're
at the
doing
same
a
time?
lot. And so I guess we thought for ourselves that we wanted to give you that opportunity to multitask tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if you want to come on in, whenever you're ready, we have brought, come on in, a
Who's this
waxer. A waxer. Hi.
Hi, thank you.
No. She's going to set up a table.
Yes.
Hi there.
No.
How are you?
Hello.
Tell us your name.
Rebecca with Secret Service Beauty.
Go with
She
Secret
looks
Service
like
Beauty.
Meghan Markle.
She does. Are you?
Is possibly Meghan Markle?
If we got Meghan Markle to wax your vagina,
Wait, is my vagina being waxed?
No. Well, it's anything.
it's anything goes. Now, club. Now, we have towels. Danielle has also volunteered to get her vagina waxed.
Oh my God.
So, you may, if there's anything on you that needs a wax.
Mine's gonna take a while.
I was gonna say,
We don't have all show for Danielle.
I keep things pretty right and tight.
And that's what I told Danielle. I said, I think June's going to be okay down there. And so Danielle has offered any eyebrows, anything. It's okay.
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah, mine's gonna take, so you might as well get your stuff done.
Time.
fast.
I mean,
Maybe we'll get
they
Danielle
could
up on
see
the
what
table.
they could see. They could see what they could see. Because there may be something.
Okay, I mean, Rebecca's a pro. Now, you just have to fill out a quick form. We have it right here.
It's a waiver of some sort.
Just a quick waiver.
Quick, I'll be filling
Really
mine out as well.
Okay. What am I signing over
You're just
here?
retinol. You have Accutane.
And we
peels.
will be talking housewives as this is happening.
Okay, great. Now I just have to.
Sign your name.
Say I will, Danielle. Now I do laser hair removal, ma'am. Is that okay?
Miss Markle, Your Highness.
Is that okay?
Well,
do
meaning
you have
I've
any
just
hair?
gotten. I. Okay. First question.
Go ahead. It's in confidence between waxer and waxy. Go ahead.
I guess let me put it this way. Again, I try to keep things together.
You keep a trim bush.
I try to. I try
Okay.
to keep things together down there.
Contained.
I have recently been lasered, so you may find something.
How do you feel about that?
I just want to make sure that waxing, and when I say been lasered, I mean yesterday. So is there any, before I sign this, is there anything that would
If you
irritate
got
the skin?
lasered yesterday.
Then no.
It seems like we need to move on to Danielle.
I'm so sorry, Danielle.
No, it's happy to do this in your stead.
This is a big job for Rebecca.
I mean,
Danielle?
and maybe I could do my eyebrows afterward.
Okay,
Because I do actually need to do
at a
this.
certain point, we're going to entertain, but I
Yes.
think Danielle.
Signing.
Now, we've shared at length about the length of Danielle's.
Pubes.
Yeah. And
Now, I will say this.
Rebecca, are you up for that job?
Now, I will say this, as everybody
Rebecca's up
knows, and
for it.
as all of our listeners knows, I have recently trimmed the sides as it is bathing suit season, but I have left the middle wild.
Danielle, can I ask, and again, I'm glad that Rebecca's here.
Yes.
And I do understand that like waxing is great. Have you considered laser hair removal?
Not a once.
Wow, because just so you know, with laser hair removal.
Oh, great, a numbing spray, perfect.
Oh,
Wonderful.
great. Hop on up there, Danielle.
All right.
With laser hair
Should I
removal.
take off my shoes?
Danielle, it will never grow. Okay. It will never grow back.
But I don't
as
want
thick.
that.
June, she won't take a scissor. She's not getting laser. Now we're going to start to talk Beverly Hills
Yes.
while Danielle pops up on the table.
Now, is this why you two wanted
Should I
me
put
in
my
a
head-
dress?
Really? I think feel like head should be this way as
This gentleman. Now,
Yeah.
I have given birth.
I want to say, thank you, Lucy, Kim, and Margot.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah, Rebecca, get those gloves on, girl.
Oh, you can go gloveless.
I just want to make sure if I do my eyebrows afterward that we will be using different materials.
I am tempted.
This is like a C-section. No, they're not for you. They're for me. Okay, I'm taking off my underwear. Is that
Rebecca,
good?
do you have enough light?
You guys, my husband's gonna.
Rebecca, do you have enough wax?
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to, Danielle, but I do want to lean over and see what I see.
No, Casey, no.
I'm just gonna shine a light for Rebecca.
Now, where's my
You guys, I'm a mother. Should I take my underwear down? Are we ready?
flashlight?
Oh my God, this is happening.
Oh my God. Casey, I saw it. shocking. Take a quick
Okay,
peek.
she's gonna nub me. So shall we get into Potomac?
Can I look? Danielle, do you mind if I...
I'm afraid you'll never be able to look at me again in the eye.
Take a quick look. Take a quick look. It's a jungle.
I'm scared.
Take a look and be ready to move. Take a quick look and then go.
I'm really scared.
Will you ever be able to be my friend anymore?
Wow.
Guys, it's shocking.
Sorry.
It's shocking.
Wow,
It's not the quantity, it's actually the quality.
Wow. That is in one word, matted.
Can we get into Beverly Hills?
Yes, Beverly Hills, part 3. Thank you, Danielle. You're a hero, Danielle.
Welcome. You're welcome.
And a
guys.
gorgeous beauty.
Thank you. Look,
You truly are, and I find you to be brave and inspirational.
And I find you to be very attractive. That none of that changed my opinion.
Honestly, if not more so.
Yes.
And I've revealed a lot about my own practices tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm in a prison of a misogynistic patriarchal culture. You know, you're free. You got free. You really
I
did.
don't live by anyone's laws or rules.
You're not.
Or cleanliness,
And
desires.
honestly, it's
Someone take
inspiring.
a photo of all 3 right here by
Yeah,
Danielle.
it is inspiring, Danielle.
Guys, I hope when my daughter on her wedding day, this is what I show her.
You are resisting beauty standards in
I am.
a
Has
major
Rebecca
way.
started, or is she still figuring out her route in?
Look, has she gone deep inside? It's a long way into a tunnel like that.
Oh my
Into a
word.
forest, you have to start at the beginning.
Okay.
This is an intimate evening. I didn't know it was going to be this intimate.
Are you guys getting your money's worth yet?
Okay, Beverly Hills. I understand because
Yeah, absolutely. Danielle, you're
Okay.
taking up a lot of the stage.
I apologize. Should I took up less space, June? Is my femininity taking up too much space like my bush?
I feel that what we're doing here is problematic.
In what way?
now I haven't heard any rips yet.
There's a lot of prep work. A lot of prep work.
You know what? There's a lot that goes into this, a redwood forest, if you will.
I really think she's trying to find her angle.
Wow. Okay. Beverly Hills.
Beverly
we've
Hills.
wrapped up the season.
Sure. Ow! We're in. We've made some throughway. Like when they were rescuing those minor children.
Wow. That
Do
numbing
you, June,
thing
do you
didn't
think if
take.
Hillary Rodham Clinton could see us now?
I mean, wow. Wow.
Well, okay.
So Beverly Hills reunion.
Yes. We didn't have a ton, and yet I enjoyed every single second of it.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, Denise Richards is a joy and a pleasure.
Honestly, I feel she has a full bush.
Oh, for sure. And guess who's lapping up every stray hair?
Every inch of it.
Every inch of it.
I have found her to be such a breath of fresh. Yeah. I think she's one of the most beautiful women I've ever laid my eyes upon. Yeah.
Especially when you
love
see
her.
how badly she's failing with wardrobe, I'm like, wow. To think she could soar even higher.
you know what?
But I don't want her to.
I don't want her to.
If anything, I want her heading right on back down to those
Me
shorts
too.
and flip
Take it
flops.
all
I wish she wore that to the
Let's
reunion.
take it all. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I just caught a glimpse.
Wait, I'm sorry. And poor Kim and everyone's hands are shaking up there holding the
There
blankets.
are people on the rooftop that have quite an angle.
Wow.
I have to
Guys.
say, our poor assistant Kim was like, so do you want just a strip? And I was like, our poor assistant.
Wait,
has-
Danielle, I'm sorry. Did I hear you say take it all?
Yes, I did.
Well, fuck. Do you need anyone need to tap out on the blankets? Kim,
You're gonna be here for a while, you guys. You gotta switch arms. You have to bend your legs.
Yeah. And I'm sure volunteers. Sherry Thomas. Cool up will come up. Sherry Thomas in the back. Okay. Heather.
Can we talk about Camille? While I'm in pain, we might as well talk about Camille.
Camille's face has fallen.
She said it.
What do you mean her face is fallen?
I mean, something has happened
It's
to...
her lips are paper thin. And it's very odd.
It looks like it's collapsing in on itself. Have I said too much?
No, not enough.
To me, her lips look like a ton of little clitorises lined up. Little clitori.
Like lined up flat on top of each other?
Yes.
Like a stack of clitori?
Yes.
Interesting.
Now, why did she keep taking her dress off so quickly?
I know!
Multiple times. She was like, Andy? And that poor woman, how about the sweet, sweet producer who, when she walked back on, was like, you got this.
Yes. I thought that was her friend. I didn't think that was a producer. I thought that was that weird friend.
No, she had a headset and walkie on.
But I found that calculated too.
Oh, Camille?
No, on the producers.
Oh. Well, they got to get her back out there.
Then that's what that was about.
Right, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Do we think she'll be back next season? Oh, boy. You don't think?
I mean, she's a friend of, and someone else is too.
Oh, should we get into it?
It feels
like a good
maybe I
transition.
just need to touch down on it for a second.
All right, June, are you ready?
So Vicki Gunvalson has been... I'm not okay. Thank you for asking.
You guys are asking if she's okay and no one's asking if I'm okay? Oh, I see where this is
To
going.
our listeners at home, Danielle just barely getting started with her bare bikini wax. June, now you had kind of turned on Vicki last we heard because of her support of DT. Mm-hmm. And now...
It's so hard because I feel like I've been demoted to a friend of. You know what I mean? Like it felt like such a blow. And I didn't watch this last season, but
So it seems you're part of the problem.
Yeah. But I just can't imagine that Vicki was that bad.
I felt like,
I guess
honestly,
I can't imagine
she was that bad, but no worse than many have been. I will, say this.
Vicki was also just very boring. I feel like she just wasn't bringing anything, although none of them were.
That's the thing. That's not why we're...
Ooh.
Okay, here's what I have to say. Danielle...
Seems like we're really getting to the meat of it. The meat of it.
Down, Danielle. This is what I have to say. They're all boring. Like, OC has nothing to offer anymore.
No.
Nothing.
Nothing. So, but demoting Vicki's not the answer.
And you know what? I felt like, and this is what I resented. I felt like they've demoted Vicki for publicity. Yes. Like, guess what, you guys? We demoted Vicki. And I'm like, I'm not going to bite on that. I see what you're doing.
So you're going to continue to not watch?
I'm going to continue to not follow
You'll show
along.
them. Yeah, you'll show them.
It just felt like a publicity move, and
I also felt like they were doing it to show us that no one is safe.
Well, Andy has said that, and he told us that last week.
Oh, that was a big one. That was
was
the
close
heart
to
of
the lips,
the heart
huh?
of the dragon. That was the heart of Tafiti.
Danielle.
That was
June, how dare you say close to the lips?
Sounded like it.
Oh, we are right on it, my friend. We are right there.
Be careful. Rebecca, be careful. You have such little light back there. You're so poorly lit, Rebecca.
Look. Okay. So, well, I'm sorry to hear about Vicki, but I don't know that I'm going to watch OC this year. I want to see, but are you all going to continue to watch?
Now, I'm going to say something that's controversial.
Now, people from Orange County are in the front row. They're upset.
And they're saying we have to watch.
Just know, if you're listening from home, a gentleman is 2 feet from Danielle's head.
I'm honestly making direct eye contact with him. Every time I'm looking into his eyes.
Sir, what's your experience of tonight?
I can't.
Thank you. Beautiful words.
Well said.
I can't. It's
Yeah.
rough. He said.
I just have to report that my heel is stuck in one of these things, and I can't move. So it's not coming out anytime soon.
Okay, do you want me to
So
get
just
down?
just a heads up. Yeah, it's not. It's like definitely not coming out.
Are your arms okay?
It's okay. It's really quite stuck.
Oh no, this is...
Oh! Thank you, Casey. Thank you.
Okay, there's so much happening. Okay.
Ooh, there's a lot going
This
on.
is really a festival for the senses.
Is this up to code? I mean, is there a health code I should be
are
concerned
eating
about?
in
We
the
are a
same
functioning
place.
business.
I don't love being in the shadow of Larchmont Medical. I want everyone else's thoughts. Okay, I'm going to say something. And, we had a guest who said this as well very recently. Erica Jane, I'm good. I'm all set. Doesn't mean I want you gone, but I'm all set. I think we've gotten all we're going to get.
I think that's absolutely
We're
right.
there. Giving us lesson Vicky, says someone from Orange County.
And that means something.
And that means something. Guys, I like Dorit.
I do too.
I do too, and I'll say it right now. I'll say
I
it
do
right
too.
now.
Don't care what you're saying. I love the clips. I love her. I do agree with Lisa. There was some type of head transplant. Like something's
Guys, they
happened,
just
right?
asked me. Guys, they just asked me if they'd like the back, and I
Flip
said,
it over. Crack to back. Crack to back. C to B. Let's do it. Danielle, you gotta get it all. I mean, again, I just had this done with laser light yesterday. It's really hard. It's really hard. Rebecca, please put numbing cream there. It's very sensitive.
honestly, I find the asshole to not be the worst.
Very funny.
Yeah.
Danielle, you are a hero.
Danielle?
Casey and June, you have to stare me directly in the eyes as I get this done. I want you to look at me while I get my asshole waxed.
Are you okay?
Rebecca, how much longer do we? Are we?
Yeah, count.
5 minutes.
We went from 5 to 2.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. Okay.
Just look me. And
You
then
look great.
And honestly, Danielle, you're doing great.
Yeah.
You really are. This is very painful.
Yeah.
Danielle,
Yes.
you can be sexy.
Danielle's now taking sexy glamour shots on all fours with just her head out of a blanket. And I know our gals are tired up here.
I know, but
And
you
they
gotta
are
keep them
But
putting
no one is
the
working
elbow
harder
raise.
than Rebecca.
Rebecca is
Thank you.
Anything else? I'm trying to think about Beverly Hills.
Can we
We've got-
talk about Teddy and Kyle? Kyle.
Are you having a stroke?
I was just, that's the way Dorit says her. Kyle.
Kyle. Yes. They're all getting along a bit too much.
Yeah.
That's the issue at the end of the day.
No, I'm okay watching that. Yeah,
I am
I'm
too.
okay watching that. I'm having some laughs. I'm seeing some impressions that I'm enjoying.
Yeah, the impressions, honestly, she should be on Saturday Night Live, and I stand by
she's
that.
really. I think we've seen Kyle's talent. She has an ear.
Yeah, she does. She really does. I mean, but
Also, can we talk about Brandy? She's in.
She's in, huh?
Brandy?
No, she's in my butt.
No. I just have
Danielle said she's in, and a woman said, I think they'll bring Brandy back. And Danielle said, no, she's in my butt.
So quick question, because I was with you guys before the show, and I
Yes.
saw you grabbing blankets, but
She's
grabbing-
done!
Wow, you've done the Lord's work. You've done the Lord's work.
Rebecca.
If I could get back on my underwear,
Wow.
help me.
And Danielle, I'm sorry I did not have more hair to spare.
I had more than enough for the both of us,
really
Jude.
appreciate what you've done. But I saw you two before the show, and you very last minute grabbed those blankets. Like it was just a passing
It was
thought.
an afterthought, the
It
blanket.
seems like they were very important.
Yeah. I told Kim, grab a towel from the house. Then I thought we might need more.
Yeah, you needed more coverage there.
Wow.
Wow, Danielle, please give her a round of applause.
Thank you. I feel a
Round
breeze.
of applause. Now, I don't know where those...
You guys, gorgeous.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Wow, Rebecca.
And our supporting staff. that had to live through
Rebecca,
that.
if I could just ask you one question, and then we'll truly dive further into the podcast. But Rebecca, you know you've done this a lot. What did you see down there?
The same thing I see every day.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I'm sure you say that to all the gals, but that's very nice.
Very
Different.
kind of you.
Now, Rebecca, tell us where you work and how we could get you at us.
I actually own my own business, so it's
Ooh.
called Secret
Good for
Service
you.
Beauty,
Secret Service Beauty.
and it's inside the SLS Hotel Spa.
That's very fancy.
Yes, and we also do a lot of house calls for a lot of celebrities and a lot of
say.
people that don't want to come to the spa.
And a lot of audience show calls.
Something like this before, but
Either
first
have
time for
I.
everything.
First time for everything. Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank
you so much, Rebecca. Thank you, Kim.
Guys.
Rebecca, clear your station and get the fuck out. I'm kidding you, Rebecca. Rebecca, you were perfect. Thank you. You all
I'm gonna
were.
have some of this wine.
Danielle, you did great.
Rebecca, I was
I
kidding.
mean, and I'm curious about that numbing cream because
It was good. I mean, I felt some things, but
Sure.
seeing as it's been like since before my daughter was born.
You did great. I would be
Danielle.
screaming.
I think the numbing cream was very helpful. She's great, guys. She is terrific.
Wow.
Really.
The health department has arrived.
They're sending down a ladder.
We have to all leave.
They're sending a ladder for us to just climb out of this pits of hell. I don't know anything else about
so
Beverly Hills.
Brandy and Lisa Vanderpump. Do we think that is why Lisa Vanderpump didn't come? That felt like bullshit to me. That felt like Camille spilling some shit.
I mean, I have to say, I think I have a lot to say about how this entire franchise treats grief and just people experiencing grief. Because it is really...
Sorry.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
It's just not what I need from the franchise.
People are so... And I'm not saying Lisa Vanderpump is the greatest person in the world, but this woman has been through a lot.
She has, for sure.
And there seems to be such little sympathy for that.
I disagree.
I think.
Really? Casey, she lost her brother and her mother within a year.
But do you think that she sold that story to Radar Online?
Oh, of course.
So do you think that someone who is in grief should be I mean, I'm appreciative that she is producing the show. I've always said that. Like, I need her to be producing the show. But then to not show up means you drop the ball.
But I guess what I'm saying is they seem to be saying to her, we see your grief, and yet we're shocked that you're behaving in the ways that you're behaving.
But that's what they did with Camille as well. They're like, yeah, we know your house burned down.
And we're so sorry, but how fucking dare you? And it's like, well, but can't we understand these reactions as connected to someone who's lost in a
What's
major
the connection
way?
between losing and calling Radar Online?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have the answer.
You
I
don't
don't
have
have
that
the answer there, but I guess what I'm saying is they have no leash for people who are struggling through something. And I find the whole treatment of like grief on the show to be so strange. And from Erica Jane too, when Lisa brought that up to her about the note she wrote, and Erica was so offended.
That is so offensive.
To say that your note isn't good enough?
Okay. Okay. It was, of course, it was wrong, but I guess what I'm saying is this person is grieving and is making wrong decisions. They are in a place in their lives where everything's wrong. The note hit her in a wrong way. And the fact that none of these women have any sympathy for that. Like, of course she's acting out and she said something about the note that offended Erica, but they say they appreciate her grief. They say that they understand she's grieving, and yet they don't want to see any of the ways in which people actually grieve.
Wow.
Scattered applause.
Yeah. It's okay.
It wasn't
It's okay.
arousing.
It wasn't a
No,
barn
that's great.
burner.
People haven't experienced major grief in their life, and I'm happy for you all. I really am. I don't begrudge you that.
Wow.
I will say this though.
Oh, my God.
The way that she grieves looks a lot like the way that she lives.
Wow.
Let me take a sip.
But I think that's right, Danielle, which is that she is very attacking. She holds herself above everyone, so it's hard to, she won't really be vulnerable, so it's hard to kind of sympathize. It's not that it's hard to sympathize. She won't let you grieve with her.
I totally agree. But if someone I knew and cared about had suffered that major loss, I would not join a group of 6 women in turning against her in that moment in her life. I find that to be reprehensible.
Let me ask you this.
do.
If you were Dorit, though, okay, and you had felt that your friend did something that you felt, like went to the papers with something.
And she's saying that Dorit abused an animal, which is very damaging.
Is it?
we cannot go there on this podcast.
June.
We have received backlash.
She didn't abuse an animal.
No,
she just didn't know the right thing to do.
No, and she probably
And
wants
I
to
think-
save $5,000. I truly believe that. She's like, fuck that. I'm not
Well,
paying $5,000.
and we know Dorit.
Second dog from Vanderpump.
It was the second dog from Vanderpump.
And
she
that
did know
is
better.
John Sesha right there. Hello,
John Sesha is here. And there's Blizzard in the back. God, I would love if those two were here.
I would love the Johns to
I'm
make it to the
terrified
G.
of them.
So Dorit and PK, do they have no money or they're just struggling?
Oh, I think that's a house of cards that's falling apart before our very eyes.
But she genuinely doesn't seem like that bothered by it. If someone was like, oh, people are after you, I know someone that knows your husband's out, I would be like livid, shaking with rage. She's like, and that's your opinion. She seems quite fine with the accusations.
Yeah, I mean, Dorit will always be fine. And I'm getting that sense from her that she will. I don't think her and PK are here for the long haul at all.
You mean on this earth?
No, I just mean together. I don't
Oh,
think
see,
that
I
they're-
do. I think they're going to ride this right to the top. I mean, the top
know.
of
The bottom.
heaven.
I
when they
think that
die.
once PK loses all of that money, that
They'll
we're going to
continue
see.
to borrow, and she'll continue. And if PK loses his money, she's on to the next guy. I do believe that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think that they are in it to win it.
What will happen
Excuse
to
me,
who?
ma'am?
Boy George.
Our
She
fourth
gets Boy
co-host.
George in the divorce, for sure. That's his only client, yes?
It seems it.
So I want to touch down before we switch on Camille's viciousness towards Denise. I thought it was so unacceptable the way she's saying, like, Denise yells at her kids. It's like, yeah,
so
what's
do
the
I.
fucking big deal? And Denise was being funny about it, and it's not, and like curses at her kids. It was such a low blow for a woman who's really taken on a complex relationship with her daughter and is, to me, by all accounts, a beautiful mother.
Oh my God, an
Agreed.
amazing mother with everything she's been through with fucking Charlie Sheen. Those 3 wonderful children.
And you know
can
what?
tell
I'm
they
so
love
done
her.
with parenting these days. It's like, our kids can't even hear us yell. It's like, I'm so sorry. It's not
I don't know a
realistic.
parent who has not yelled at their children.
And I'm sure Camille hasn't yelled. She's just like an angry pit of rage with her kids.
She
Like,
might not spend enough time with her children to yell at them. Whoa, slam.
Whoa, Danielle.
Slam.
But true.
I mean, Camille is like a paper cutout doll. There's no there. It's like I keep on searching for some semblance of like a heartbeat or a spine.
So you
or
know how
something.
attached I am to Kelsey Grammer. I fall asleep to Frasier every night. And so he's in my head all night.
What are you learning?
Well, what I'm thinking is like, wow, this man was with Camille Grammer. Like, it does elevate her for me.
But didn't...
And I know what we saw on the
Casey,
show. I know what we
Casey,
saw, and
never
I don't
forget what
care.
we saw.
Did
I
she-
don't care.
Did she tell us that she fucked him in the ass?
Yes.
What do I care? Danielle just got her ass waxed
I'm
on
not
stage.
saying that. I'm not saying... I have no opinion. I respect him more, is what I am saying. I feel like that shows a sense of like, hey... Like, I'm open to...
Maybe I
New
hear the
experience.
music
New
calling.
experience.
Toss salad and scrambled eggs. Okay. Oh, yeah. Just a question to the crowd. Please, someone answer. Why is that the theme song? No, but I'm really wondering, like, whoa.
What's the connection to...
Yeah.
What is a boy to do?
Is that what one of the... Yeah, what is it? Like, well, I don't get it.
I don't think there's anything to get.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he's like,
Speaking
I
of
want to
things-
scat. I want to.
I mean, I think Camille is real freaky. I mean, I think of all of them, she's like the freakiest. Like she has like dead blowjob eyes. Like just like, doesn't she?
What does that even mean?
I don't know,
in
but
my
it
mind,
means
it's just
something,
like
and
someone
she has
giving
it.
like a raunchy blowjob, but nothing's
Exactly,
there.
like just completely dead dick-sucking eyes that are really haunting to me. And I'm just like, there's something about her where she knows what she knows what she's doing. Hey. What? She knows what she's doing. Absolutely. I mean, she knows what she's doing with men, and none of it's connected like to her own body or impulses. It's all just like weird robot sex doll stuff. And I find it really creepy. But that's where like I look at Kelsey Grammer and I'm like, oh, you got caught in Camille Grammer's web? That's so basic of you. Like that's so very sad.
What do you think of Denise's new husband?
Dumb as a brick.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's so dumb. And
What do you think of Lisa Rinna this season?
I'm enjoying her.
Yeah, right? You don't feel the same. I have been
No,
enjoying
what
her.
something's
I don't
come
think
up.
we've seen one genuine moment.
I
from
agree
her.
with that.
Not a one, and that's okay.
Because you know why? I think the reason
She's too smart and she's played the game too long.
and also, I mean, I'm sorry. Let's speak plainly tonight. Are we ready to talk?
I've had my
some
asshole
big
waxed. We can do
truths?
whatever
Okay,
the fuck we
let's-
want.
Let's speak plainly, you guys. She's suffering from a raging eating disorder. There's no other way around it.
I don't
Okay.
think we need to applaud.
You're applying the truth.
Yes, the woman is. Okay, that's true as well. These things are true. She's suffering from a raging eating disorder that has plagued her for her lifetime. And her daughter is now very publicly suffering from one as well. And that connection, I truly believe, is too much for her to bear. And it's why we're not seeing an authentic version of herself, because how could we? Mm-hmm. Because for her to admit that she struggles with her weight is, I don't think, when she said maybe I do, it's
the closest she's ever come to
it's
saying
the closest
it.
she's ever come. And then there's no need for her to say it or to reveal it to any of us, of course. But I do believe it is so... The subtext and those scenes on that outside dining room area where we
June,
were
I can't talk
I'm
about
sorry, but I mean, again, this is
can't
tough
talk
to
about
look
that
at.
scene.
You know, this is tough to look at.
When
The salad
Harry
scene.
was grilling.
Yeah, when Hammond was grilling and what's her face was saying she was allergic to different foods, and it was very tough to watch. And the elephant in the room, of course, is these girls have been, modeling behavior from Lisa Rinna. And they are now both very sick. And I'm sorry to say that tonight, but it's true, Casey. They are sick children. And this disease has come from Rinna herself.
Wow. But she does seem to be having a lot of fun.
Again, edit this podcast as you will.
Thank you, June. Thank you, June. Now, June loves to speak plainly. And this brings us to a section of the show I think is a nice segue, which is June, there was a missive that went out, and it was a long while ago from a celebrity.
This is not topical.
But it's not topical
we feel
at
ready to
all.
talk about it.
But it is very related to what we're talking about here. And this missive hit June really hard. And now most people thought when Mr. Steve Harvey...
That's what we're talking about, guys.
When the memo was released to the public that he sent to his staff, kind of addressing them and berating them for how, and teaching his staff, like, how you should speak to me.
What was it again? I'm sorry, because I missed this part of pop
he
culture.
just wrote a letter to his staff that they then released because it's so truly insane about how his staff could connect with him and speak to him and look him in the eye. And everybody was like, whoa, we thought Steve Harvey was a great guy. And I love Steve Harvey, but June embraced Steve more.
I thought that's a man who understands healthy boundaries for himself and for his coworkers.
Yeah, June, you want to give it a read?
I love to.
And just know this is how June is running the Jane Club.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. I'd like you all to review and adhere to the following notes and rules for season 5 of my talk show. There will be no meetings in my dressing room. No stopping by or popping in. No one. Do not come to my dressing room unless invited. Do not open my dressing room door. If you open my door, expect to be removed. All caps. My security team will stop everyone from standing at my door who have the intent to see or speak to me. I want all the ambushing to stop now. That includes TV staff. You must schedule an appointment. I've been taken advantage of by my lenient policies in the past. This ends now, no more. Do not approach me while I'm in the makeup chair unless I ask to speak with you directly. Either knock or use the doorbell.
There's a doorbell in his dressing room.
I am seeking more free time for me throughout the day. Do not wait in any hallway to speak to me. I hate being ambushed. Please make an appointment. I promise you, I will not entertain you in the hallway. And do not attempt to walk with me. If you're reading this, yes, I mean you. Everyone, do not take offense to the new way of doing business. It's good. It's for the good of my personal life and enjoyment. Thank you all. Steve Harvey.
Wow.
I love this man. I love this man.
I understand it because he runs so many production companies and he has so much going on that I'm sure every day, everywhere he goes.
You would just think he would say to someone he's working with, like, just tell everyone, you know, like, I'm really trying to, like,
it didn't
preserve.
work.
Oh, he tried that.
That's why we're here.
He tried that.
I think so. Yeah. Now, listen, as someone who's been on Family Feud,
As have I.
we have 2 cast members
waiting for the
sitting up
email to
here.
ask me.
As someone who's been on Family Feud, I did get the sense from him that when he's giving his energy, and Steve Harvey is brilliant. I mean, this man is at the top of his game.
Agree.
And when he
No one
shines
does a take to the audience
like Steve Harvey, I mean, he is doing physical comedy that is unmatched.
And also doing sermons in between.
Yes.
The man is brilliant. And when he's shining his light on you, you feel it. And it's full and he's alive. And I imagine that he has to conserve. He can't be giving that out in a hallway.
I once saw Tom Cruise and he
It's
gives
actually
off
like
a
he
certain
needs to
light,
give it
too.
to you guys. Sorry, Danielle.
I was going to say, I saw Tom Cruise once. I ended up on the wrong floor of Universal and walked out of an elevator and he glowed in the dark. And he turned his light on me and I don't remember anything at this point, but my writing partner Donna said that I said hello.
Yeah.
No memory of it, and he said hi back.
Wow.
And he has that type of like energy where like it emanates.
I agree. And yet I also know him to be a Scientologist. And I do believe that there's major human rights abuses happening in the Church of Scientology. And
That is not what
And I think he should take that on.
you know, but again, he
Absolutely.
looks like he's having a lot of fun.
God, so if someone's having fun.
Like, then have at. Do what you gotta do.
Wow.
I would also like to point out that my underwear is on the wrong way. I have the butt in the front, crotch right here, so I'm a little uncomfortable, but
I'm so sorry, Danielle. And how are you feeling? Just any
I'm
irritation
feeling
so far?
breezy,
Oh, that's great.
breezy as can be and still numb.
Let's talk Potomac.
Yes.
So this week on Potomac was absolutely explosive. You know, we've been leading up to this. Unfortunately, you know, Michael Darby accused of groping a cameraman. And, you know, I love that the camera persons have entered into the scenes of the housewives. Now, we never had this except for last year with Nene and, of course, now with Michael. And here's Ashley the whole time just saying, like, never been stronger, never been stronger. Our sex life is so good. Everything's good.
We're actually the best we've ever been. This is like the best thing that has happened.
And
to us,
Giselle
is
said
basically-
it. Like, we've had 3 pretty tough moments. And just from the standpoint of, like, you are saying that nothing wrong, of course, with him being a homosexual, but you were saying that this man's married to you and is not gay, and also possibly now a predator. And it seems he is from when they showed the footage at the end.
They've been holding this.
Fucking footage. They showed it. And if you're not watching this show, I gasped, of course, was getting a massage watching it through the head. You know, where you put your head. So I'm multitasking myself last night.
Yes.
And I fucking gasped and sit up. And I'm like, they're showing the footage of Michael at Monique's house.
Did we know that this footage existed?
They sprang it on us.
What was you guys' reaction when you saw the footage? Yeah, I was like...
Shock.
And for him to say, like, I never touched your butt, man. I never touched your butt. But we literally hear him go like, like...
And this cameraman goes, don't do that. And then there's a pause, and he goes, hey, I'm serious, don't do that. And Michael goes, no problem. Like, he kept saying he brushed into him, but he was like, okay,
That it was an
that's not
accident.
for you, that's not for you, okay.
And
okay.
the energy was like, the energy in Michael's voice was like, moving on. Like, next.
Next customer.
Yeah, it was like, that's all good, man. Like, I grew up Josh, you're not up for it, no problem. It's wild stuff. And to see him show up at that haunted house, so breezy. And Giselle's like, what's up, man? And he's like, what would be up? And she's like, well...
She's like, glad you're not, and then glad you're not arrested, or what did she say? She's like,
And she tried to high five
really
him.
struggled to give that high five. I did see it in his eyes. Like, it was really, he eventually did, but it was like, it was a hard thing
As
to
it
high five.
should
It
be.
should be. Of course, it should be.
Yeah, seeing him in a haunted house after he's been accused and, you
Of
know,
molesting
charges.
somebody.
Yes, and charges have been dropped, but that's where I think Bravo, I feel like the cameraman was like, fuck it, I'm not going to go through with this because it's too much of a fucking headache. Oh, but we'll show the footage.
but such an old white man way to go about life of like, I'm just gonna grab who I want, touch who I want, and then if they say no, it's like, no, that is not the fuck okay.
Absolutely.
Now,
Thank you. Smattering, but good.
it is
Danielle, he was
truly...
just having fun.
He was just having fun, Danielle. It's 2 of the most electrifying moments of television when they just the screen goes to black and it just says unseen footage, and we have not seen that. And of course, I feel
shocking.
terribly for the cameraman, but it was wild that they had the footage.
Yeah.
I mean, he was the cameraman, so I guess they do. It's hard, of course. He's facing forward.
Yeah, so they
it's
have
hard to
the
get.
sound. The sound guy was like, I got it.
I think that's what it was. I
Find
think
It's like
the-
the end of the Jinx. It really
It
might have-
truly was.
sure. It
If
might have
only
been
you were
hard to
Michael
killed them
burping.
all, of course.
It
Killed
was just
them
like,
all.
sorry, man. Burp. Burp. I'm touching your ass. Burp.
Now, Macy Gray made an appearance this week.
Macy Gray, that was a shock.
Macy Gray made an appearance while Raven, Karen's daughter, sang Amazing Grace in a sound studio for Macy.
It was pitchy.
It was pitchy. Macy told her to stop pushing and just like
Just
do
be
her thing and
herself.
stop
Just
going
do
for the
Raven.
high notes.
Yeah.
Karen had a testimonial, though, where she was dusting. Does anyone remember? She was literally like dusting up the pan and like throwing shade at the same time. I love her, Karen, so
I have
much.
to say, so I haven't seen Potomac. I don't think I saw last season of Potomac, and Karen has never looked better. Oh, I really think she's a beautiful woman, and I love her.
I do too.
I really love her.
She's a horrible person.
Of course. Have I
I
said anything
disagree.
other?
I disagree. That
I
she's
like
a
her too,
horrible
but
person.
Giselle is my star.
Of course.
When Giselle said from one man's mouth to another man's ass, that felt really good.
I mean, don't you feel like Giselle and her daughters are having so much fun in there?
yes.
That just seems like a fun house.
When they and also, excuse me, when her daughter was honest with her and Giselle took that in and
see that
heard her,
episode.
it was so beautiful. I thought when she was like, "I don't feel like I'm getting the attention," and she's like, "Okay, well, then let's have our special time."
yeah,
I love
beautiful,
that.
beautiful.
Do you think Giselle's going to launch a baking line or some sort of cookie?
It does seem
I
like
am
we're hurtling
interested in her
towards that. She's
baking.
bringing cookies to everyone. It feels like something's brewing there.
I didn't realize, having stepped away from Potomac for a little while and coming back, how many of them are pursuing professional careers as singers.
Well, okay. So Monique has a
like
podcast.
Yeah, Monique has
And
a
I love when
podcast.
Monique is in the podcast booth and she says to the engineer, like, let's bring out the bass in my voice. I'd like to say that,
Devin?
there's Devin's gone.
Wow.
Gone?
I see those headphones.
Oh, there, he's
just
waving
sitting
with
there.
food in his mouth on the phone. Bring out
I think
the bass,
he
Devin.
was like, this girl's getting waxed. I gotta go.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to
It
get...
was a respectful move,
was
Devin, and I
very
appreciate
nice.
it.
He's not even laying down. He's left the building.
Let's move on to New York. As we're gathering to the end. We're going to let everyone go home. But shall we talk about New York, the third part of the reunion? As many of you heard, we could not discuss it last week. Because, we couldn't even do the podcast because it stopped and started so many times. We had to just fill time, and everything was terrible.
Yes. So last week we had the Countess, and when we found out that she was going to be in Chicago, she wasn't going to be in Chicago. There was many different...
In Chicago, the musical.
It came out, not the city, the musical.
Yeah. She was going to be in it, and then she wasn't, and then they asked her, and then they said, we didn't ask
And
you.
then it came out this week. We saw the statement from Chicago, the musical,
what?
that the invitation. So it was real.
It was a
she
real
was going to be
invitation.
in Chicago.
Chicago,
the
the musical.
not the city, and on Broadway. Not even just like the,
Yeah, but you guys,
Fort Lauderdale dinner theater.
I know, but Chicago on Broadway has been around for quite some time now.
Of course.
But I
there's-
haven't gotten an invitation. I can't sing.
It feels like, though, again, we're wondering, is she going to be Mama Morton or... Okay, so that's like she's coming out with one big number, as my
sounds
queen, Latifah, was in the movie.
But that role, I mean, Queen Latifah was nominated for an Oscar for that role.
course,
It's
she's
no
the
small beans, you know?
No, I mean, but it's in the realm of Chicago, it's a small role.
Yes, that is
Smaller
true.
role.
Candy has done it, but Candy can sing. Nene has done it.
Period.
Nene has done
Nene
it.
has a personality.
Anything, last words about New York? Luann will be back. No, of course.
Yeah.
Will she be upgraded? I don't think so.
You don't
Friend
think she'll be
of.
friend of? She'll go back down to
Guys,
the
my flashlight is still not turned off from illuminating Danielle's wax.
I will tell you, I did go into a
We're 100.
Instagram wormhole with Luann's niece.
What did you find out, pray tell?
I looked into her work. She's an artist. She was featured on that Bravo show, and it's strange. You know, it's strange, but she's really a woman about town. Like, she's a woman in New York City and in the art scene. Like, she,
As we know from that time, Luann went downtown
of
with
course,
her.
it was a huge deal. But she and Victoria are, like, it seems to me, very cool, very hip New York, like, art design ladies.
In what way? But I mean, like, who are they,
just
hanging out
seem
with?
to be
Are
showing.
they...
I mean, I don't know any of these people, and I don't know the scene. But from what my eyes saw on Instagram, it seemed like they were
something.
they were something, and they were the content, the grids. It all seemed very,
Very good.
it very like
Very good.
yeah, and there was like, especially Luann's niece. Whatever her name is, she's like a natural, and I think Victoria is. They're natural beauties. Like, there's no makeup. It's like very, it's just like hair and no bra and like little lace bralettes, and it's all very willowy and sleepy. And
They definitely listen to, like, Haim.
yeah, exactly. And they just seem to be part of a scene. And I was just like, wow, I wonder what that dynamic must be.
I
with,
am
like,
so dying to know when I see Noel.
Oh, he with a slip of a mustache that cannot grow beyond, like, a pubescent.
They've sued their mother. Then they've seen her through all of this, then that sad house she bought upstate. And now it's just wild to see them sitting in her cabaret, just like watching their mom as a just
It's crazy.
national joke. I'm sorry. Is that not
It's
why
true.
we're
But
here?
that's what I'm saying. Like, I
Is
think
that not why you bought a ticket?
Are you not entertained?
Do I not entertain you? I mean,
and I think that's sort of like
I
what
hate
I
Luann.
I do too.
She's
And I think-
she's a
she's
bad person. Luann is a terrible human.
Agreed. But I do think that that's what I was sort of seeing in the Instagram was like Victoria and the niece, like kind of studying Luann like an art project.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Well, that's interesting.
Yes, like it was a very, they took like a very like Andy Warhol like lens into her and the reality of it all. And
And
yeah.
do you think Noella's still breakdancing?
God. I mean, I remember, yes, like it was a very, they took like a very like Andy Warhol like lens into her and the reality of it all. And
And
yeah.
do you think Noella's still breakdancing?
God. I mean, I remember, I don't know why this scene has been burned into my mind and honestly has informed a lot of the mothering choices I've made in my life. But there was a scene between Noelle and Luann like many, many seasons ago. And
Many
he was just a tyke. And he was begging her to stay home. Does anyone remember this?
Oh, yeah.
It's season one, and it haunted me. And he, please don't go out, mommy. Please don't go out. You went out last night. Please don't go out. And you know, it's with me forever.
What's with me forever is in season one when Luann and, you know, I believe her housekeeper, and she's carrying like a hamster down the stairs. That cage, that is my image of her. And at first I was like, oh, wow, she's really like involved in like, you know, we've just seen her through so many iterations.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, like Lisa Rinna to me is a very tiny microcosm of Luann, which is like, I don't really know who you are. Like we're stripping things away, but we're not getting at it. I don't know.
I feel like we've gotten to Luann. I mean, Luann has been broken
We're there,
down.
we're
We
there.
have seen who Luann is.
Guys,
She
I
doesn't-
gotta say, Dorinda to me, and I know we all love Dorinda, believe me, I love her too. But there is something about her. I'm a little like
The
she's
alcoholism?
so. Yeah, and I can't believe we haven't turned that lens on Dorinda. It's like for Ramona to sit there and say that Luann is still drinking is so inflammatory. It's so horrible and harsh to scream that at someone who's like is blowing into a fucking, you know,
who is
breathalyzer twice a day to be like, I'm sorry, that's what I think. I think you're still drinking.
who is still
Horrible.
drinking, by the way.
Guys, yes, she is. But I just mean no one's ever, and then it's like Sonia's on pills, never
Yes.
turning that lens on the one.
I know.
The one.
Dorinda has a problem.
Everyone's very quiet.
It's hard because it's hard to look at. It's hard to look at. We don't
Some
want
women
it for Dorinda, but it is the truth. You know.
I respect Dorinda and the way she handles her relationship with John.
She
He's
hates
just
him.
like he's not my husband. He never will be. I'm getting something out of him. I'm getting my dry cleaning done, and that's it.
I'm getting my dry cleaning done and my ass eaten, and I'm good.
I'm getting John's jizz stains out of my jeans, and I'm
And
good.
I'm great. And if there's stuff that's left over that no one claims, I'm getting those clothes.
Oh, half-
Moving on.
She's like, he can.
It's like if there's any purple vests, I got my name on those.
She's like, do you have a hairpiece that's just like 3 strands of blonde hair? Find that in your dry cleaning pile? Good, I'll put it on my head.
The last person I want to touch on is Tinsley. Could everyone just yell out, and I want you to limit it to one word about Tinsley. Just one word.
Oh, wow, that's
So
tough.
sad. I mean, you know, I told Casey and Danielle, but I did watch What Happens live with Tinsley, and it was hard to be with. It was hard to look at up close. It was
Honestly,
so sad.
I would rather see Danielle's wax.
Oh,
No,
any
truly,
day of the
and I
week,
don't mean that
twice
to be
on
funny than
Sundays.
to be confronted with that well of sadness.
I understand.
It's very hard to look straight on, I would imagine.
It was, and
Yeah.
it was. She up close. I have to say, she looks beautiful, and I hate getting into the way a woman appears, but on the show, she looks. There's the lashes and the hair, and it's all crazy, of course, but it's charming in a way. Up close, it's whatever happened to Baby Jane. It is, guys. I'm telling you,
No,
it's shocking. It's garish.
I've written a letter.
That's what it is. It is like a little girl in a elderly, not even like a middle-aged woman's body, but like an elderly woman's body.
In Dale's body.
Yes.
Dale has much more youth
Yes,
to me
Dale
than Tinsley.
has a youthful energy.
Because we're all just sacks of skin.
And hair.
And hair or not hair.
And holes. Hair and holes.
Hair and holes. And now just holes.
This has been a wonderful, wonderful
Yes.
What a night.
Thank you all so much.
You know, we've got Dallas coming. We've got OC. I mean, they just keep coming. You know, they are
keep relentless.
Relentless. Few little shout outs. I want to shout out to my dear friend Sherry Thomas's birthday.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Sherry. I want to shout out a dear friend, Lindsay Libman, who's provided all of the beverages and wine tonight.
Gorgeous and delicious.
Gorgeous and delicious. And I want to just say thank you to Gallo Winery, as well as Lo-Fi Aperitifs. Lo-Fi Aperitifs are a line of vermouths, and is it Amaro? Amaro, crafted with California wines and natural herbs and botanicals. And the goal was to create a liquid that can be enjoyed on its own or used generously in a cocktail. No added sugars, or it's a fully transparent product. Just like Danielle's vagina now.
Can I say
Thank
one
you,
thing,
Lindsay.
Casey? I just want to say that Casey and Danielle really crafted this night and have really supported this space and the work that's happening in this space in such an unbelievable way. And these shows are so dumb. And yet, I think this community that they've curated and this love of talking and discussing and connecting over this insanity it's actually so special. And I just want to thank them for putting this night together and for doing this. I love them so much.
And I wish we could end on that, but I have one more shout out to Katie Whitkin. From Katie Whitkin to her sister Melissa, happy 30th birthday from the Bravo lead. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, guys.
It's
What
been
a
dream. What an
night.
audience.
What a night.
Thank you to Danielle Schneider.
Oh.
Danielle.
Who are our girls that came in from Colorado?
Yes.
Who came in from Colorado? Here.
And there's a
Not
lot of
gonna
people
take
that flew in.
on.
Thank you all for being here. Thank
Someone
you.
from Minnesota or
else flew
Montana?
in here?
Montana.
Right here.
Montana. And then there was one other. There you go.
Colorado. Did you get something, Colorado? You did.
Yes. Oh, yes, she came.
Get over
There
here.
you go.
You guys, thank you for being here. Thank you to our guest, Diane Raphael.
Yes.
For being
Thank you to
here.
the Jane Club. Thank you to everyone who worked the event.
Thank you to Kim, who did so much for us.
Thank you to Margot. Thank you to Lucy. Thank
Yes.
you to Jenny for producing this event.
Jenny
Thank you all.
Ballard,
Have,
thank you so much.
have a great night. Thank you to Ryan. Good night, everyone.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that episode. Thank you so much for listening. Casey and I are taking off for the rest of August, but we will be back in the fall with all new shows, with the OC, with Dallas, Atlanta's coming back. So much to look forward to and so many great guests we have planned for you. I hope you guys have a great summer. Casey and I love you all. We're so grateful for you all, and we'll see you in the fall. Love ya.